up, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of Mostly Wrong Opinions. I am Tyrone. That is Devin. Wait! Before we go on with this video, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button right down there. It really does help us out. We'd love you for it. Now, let's get into the film that critics has deemed a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. Black Adam. Black Adam stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He has been connected to this character for like 12 years.
Yes, he has. I
guess it's been through like a whole bunch of like rewrites and script changes and things like that. And he was actually, when they pitched it to him, he was supposed to be a villain in Shazam.
Right, which is what most people know Black Adam as. But they said no. The Rock
That's what The Rock said. He's like,
his own
hell
movie.
No.
Right.
He's from the year 25 BCE, like the first civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone back then spoke in an accent and in different dialect. Fast forward to today's time, everyone speaks in an accent, except him.
I kneel before no one.
Knows pure English and everything.
Right, no problems. Yep. But how come his costume changed?
Oh yeah, out of nowhere.
I don't know. But you know what? I'll be blunt. I'm willing to forgive it. I'm like, okay, fine. The movie's in English. We can't have our main characters be speaking in subtitles the whole time. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and give him the American accent. But you know what is another weird thing is he doesn't really say anything. Doesn't really say much. So he's doing the role that I say is really difficult to do. And after seeing this movie, I feel like I understand why this role shows up so often now. It's like I made a weird connection in this film, but he's doing this role where he's like the strong silent type, you know, the stoic, you know, still type, you know, and it's like that shit is boring on camera, man. It's dull. Like I would like my main characters to say something, to do something. We talked about in Hellraiser, we like our villains to like be doing shit, and so I'd like my main character to be like, have some opinions, make some mistakes, say something, do something. But a lot of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's like signature charm is not here because he is given very little to do. The way they characterize The Rock reminded me a lot of Terminator in Terminator 2, where the Terminator is hooked up with where the Terminator starts off as a stoic killing machine, and by the end of the day he learns how to like break kneecaps instead of kill, and he also learns how to say a little catchphrase at the end, and he gets a little more charm, I guess. I don't know. The only thing is Arnold Schwarzenegger was able to do something here, right? I mean, it helps that he's working with James Cameron and all that. You know, that's a big help. The Rock, while he's a fine actor, right? There's nothing wrong with him. He's not given much to do.
I didn't bring a passport.
We don't need passports. We're the Justice Society.
I didn't feel anything for the JSA, and I was just like, okay.
See, I didn't mind the JSA. They were fine. I thought Pierce Brosnan brought some like gravitas to the whole group and like some seriousness there. I like that. I like Dr. Fate's character. I've always liked him. I thought he was pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah, he's a cool character, cool power set, and I thought Pierce Brosnan was an inspired choice for that. I liked Atom Smasher. He's doing his best Ant-Man impersonation. I thought that was pretty good for what it was.
He annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah, well, he was annoying, but you know, that's kind of his job. I thought Hawkman was fine. You know, I didn't see anything particularly egregious out of that.
The best one out of the JSA and the best acting in this film is Aldous Hodge, who played Hawkman.
But the Cyclone Girl, I didn't understand her role. I'm like, what? So when she came down for the first time, I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. And I thought she was going to do something really interesting, like something that like maybe a girl who could control wind could like take care of. No, not really. She just kind of like made everyone's hair like blow majestically or something. Wasn't really sure what her role was. I guess she was like a love interest to Atom Smasher. I don't know.
I didn't, even if that was the case, I didn't care. And The Rock has been saying that he's an anti-hero, and in the comics, he is an anti-hero. But everything that The Rock did in this film was hero.
I don't know. And this is kind of my issue with the movie is I wasn't sure what the movie was trying to say. The movie seems to be like being like, yeah, violence is cool sometimes. And I'm like, That's a weird like thing to get from the movie. There, you know, and they even kind of joke about it a little bit, where The Rock, he talks to the little boy who's like, oh, you should teach your boy all about violence, and the mom's like, well, I don't want to tell him that. And he's like, I see, you want the father to tell him about violence. And then I was like, haha, that's funny. And then the movie goes
her brother.
on, yeah, and then the movie goes on to teach him about violence. And so I'm like, did they not get their own joke? So I wasn't sure exactly what I was supposed to take from the character.
I think the perfect example of an anti-hero is Magneto, because you know, he had one cause for his people, but he was like, by any means necessary, Malcolm X. Right. Mm-hmm. You know,
I feel like the default anti-hero for me is usually the Punisher, where
I was thinking that too.
You understand what he's doing, you understand why he's there, but you don't agree with his methods, right?
I kind of feel like if they wanted to do an anti-hero thing, they should have dug a little bit more deeper within the mythos of Black Adam and figure out what makes an anti-hero, in his case, an anti-hero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the character is very Superman-like, and he's got similar Superman problems where he's just like so perfect, and he can't get hurt by anything, which takes a lot of drama out of like most of the scenes. Right? He starts fighting like the whole military, and you're like, okay, Ann. You know what I'm saying? So you need a character who's got some flaws. Everyone. You know, you need someone who's you can fear for, you can be afraid of. And in the middle of the fight, and this was probably a good credit to them. I was like, oh, this looks cool. But then I was like, who are they? You know, I'm like, why are they shooting at him? But there's just no drama, no stakes in any of it. And I think the movie's hoping that you'll be distracted by the flash and the bang to like entertain you and push you through.
And it does, because
it's totally fine. I thought it was serviceable.
The audience scores are high. They had a weapon that was, I guess, it was from a mineral. What is it called?
Kryptonite. Oh wait, no, it wasn't that. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't. Deuterium.
It's got the same problems. It's got the same problems as Superman.
But the story never got back to that.
Yeah, that's true. And why does that mineral hurt him? I don't know. It doesn't.
Don't know.
We don't really know. You would think that'd be a bigger part of the film, but it wasn't. But let's talk about some positives, because there are positives here. Like I said, I think some of the action is pretty good. I like that this is a Middle Eastern character with a Middle Eastern setting, and with issues that are specific to the Middle East, like people from the West trying to save them, right? Like our heroes come in, they're like, I'm here to save the day. And they're like, we don't want you. Like,
bro, who are
you?
Our country has been, like she said, our country's been under siege for thousands of years. And just because you feel like there's a threat here, you want to take them out. Now you're here.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with that message. I totally agree with that message.
Yeah, and I just think that's interesting. Like, I've never seen that in a comic book movie. I'm like, okay, that's something they did, or at least they attempted to do.
Because it was a minute, small part in the film.
It was a small part, and it probably would have been better if they cast, you know, the Middle Eastern man for the Middle Eastern character, you know, whatever, instead of a fucking Rock. But, you know, all right. But there are some positives. I thought, even though I'm not really big on the Rock's casting here, physically, he looks like Black Adam. Like, that seems okay to me. If this movie had come out even just 5 years ago, I think this would have
15.
I was 15. Well, I think even just 5 years ago, people would have been more open to this. They'd be like, "Oh, okay." But by now, we've seen this movie about 8,000 times, right? And we can see Marvel running into this exact same problem, where their movies feel like they're written by a committee, and they're just like, it feels like a fill in the blank type of deal, and you're just waiting for the credits to roll, and then when the credits roll, no one moves because they know there's going to be a post-credit stinger.
They messed that up, and it's really because of, you know, The Rock, because The Rock was like, I want everyone to know that I did this part to bring this character back. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it or you haven't heard in the news, Henry Cavill's back as Superman. One, who cares? Okay?
Yeah. My audience cheered. It was the only time my audience made any noise. But it made... the post-credit scene made me sad. You know me. I like new shit. I like new toys. I like new things. We've tried Henry Cavill, 3 times? And like, it's not worked, man. Like, he's got the same issue that The Rock has. He looks like Superman, but can this man act? I don't know. I'm not sure if Henry Cavill can act. So how come we can't just get someone who better embodies the character? I don't want to see Man of Steel 2, even though I think it's just got greenlit. I don't want to see any of it. Like, I would like to move forward. And when Amanda Waller showed up, it made me sad. One, because Viola Davis is she very literally phoned in her performance. She had a webcam just like this one and phoned it in.
She didn't even change her bottoms. That was one of those things you get from, remember in high school, you put your arm in up there, you put the wig on, and put the green screen behind. That's
exactly right. That's what she did. Like, that doesn't make me excited, man. That makes me bored. And then when Henry Cavill showed up at the end, I'm like, oh no, we're doing this again. Let's get some new people. Get some fresh blood, fresh ideas. I just want a take. I want a new take, a new idea on these characters. I don't want to keep going, spinning around the toilet bowl. If the fans had it their way, Christian Bale would have made a 4th Batman movie. And Lord have mercy, it would have been bad.
I don't think it is possible. I put it down now. I don't think it's possible for any writer in Hollywood to come up with a great storyline and also balance comic book fandom correctly in a film. I don't think they can.
Well, I think right now for comic book movies, they're really just, and I guess TV too, they're really just kind of like doing this rinse and repeat, copy paste thing, right? They're like, okay, here's what they did in the comic, copy paste. And if you read comics, you don't like these stories because they were copy and pasted from somewhere else, right? You like them because they're original and new, and you didn't know what was going to happen. They were making twists and turns and doing all kind of, there are things happening in the films, but in the comics, but in the movies, man, they're really copy paste, and it makes it feel boring.
They copied Marvel so much they went back to 1999, and Aldous Hodge stole Professor X. School.
Yeah, I guess so. And his J took the jet straight off the line, dude. Sure did.
But it is because of Aldous Hodge's portrayal of Hawkman and Pierce Brosnan's portrayal of Dr. Fate that I wouldn't mind a JSA origin story film.
It's fine with me.
Because I'm like, yo, how do you get all this money?
Yeah.
Black man in Louisiana.
And since Batman exists in this world, what does he think about Batman? Like, that's fun stuff in there, There's good things.
And you see all the stuff that we're cooking up right now, it's original ideas.
Not my favorite movie, but I would like to stress, I didn't hate it. It wasn't a terrible film. It wasn't even the worst comic book film this year. It just was a letdown. Thor. Yes. You're welcome. And I thought Doctor Strange was worse too. So, like I said, I've had worse times in Marvel movies this year. So this wasn't like terrible, but I had higher hopes for this.
Yeah. So let's get into the rating of Black Adam. It was punch you in your face from scene to scene to scene. But you gotta give me a cohesive story. You gotta connect the dots for me, and make that story as mentally engaging for my cerebral cortex. Okay, as well as the sugar, which is the action.
Yeah.
So I got to give this film a C.
I think you're on the money with that C. I'm giving it a C as well. Note that it's not a C minus, which is what I say is the worst grade. It's just a C. And I agree, the storyline is forgettable. I had to give myself a second before we started recording so I can remember what the heck happened in this film, I thought the action was also, pretty good in the moment, forgettable. And, we're going to watch another movie later this week, which has action as well and has interesting visuals as well. And a lot of the film is hanging on these visuals, but the visuals are so different, so wildly unique that it keeps you engaged. Here, for action, it's just The Rock punching things, man. And that is boring. It's boring, y'all. It's boring. Let's move forward. Let's do something different. I know we're going to get a million more Black Adams, and I'm pretty sure this movie will do just fine in the theater. But I sure would like to see something new with these characters. There's a lot you can do with Black Adam, especially this early on. But seeing that post-credit stinger with that's promising more of the same, more Henry Cavill as Superman, that does not give me much hope.
Hey, I gave this film a C. Devin gave this film a C. Do you recommend people to go out there and see it, bud?
No. Too many comic book movies out today. Go watch something else.
That is our rating and review for Black Adam. Thank you for clicking on this video. Our subscriber count has been going up, 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 and it's stuck. Cardi B. And it's been going great. And the reason it's been going great, people have been subscribing to this page. We care about you. We love you for it. Get down there and hit that button, subscribe, all right? It's really, really awesome that you guys do that. And if you did like this rating and review, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out this channel. Or you can hit the thumbs down, whichever you choose. It is your opinion, but just remember one thing. It's mostly wrong. We'll see you guys in another superhero film. Again, because this is going to be out.
Right. So how come they didn't realize he was Shazam at first? If in order to change, he has to say Shazam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how come he didn't say Black Adam? You know, Adam.
I do not know. None of this stuff is explained, man.
I don't know.